If you're thinking about becoming a real estate agent, let's talk about some pros and cons first before you become one. First things first, everybody thinks you can come and make six figures the first week of being a realtor. It usually doesn't work like that. Doesn't mean it's not possible, but there's so many different factors that go into that, and there's a lot of hard work that also goes into it as well. And yes, your earnings are unlimited essentially, but you do have to take into account there will be months where you might not make any money, you might not have a deal, so there will be ups and downs, especially when you're first starting out. For example, say you close on a $500,000 property, you get 3%. That's how it is in Cincinnati, Ohio. So what? That's 15,000. You have to pay out your brokerage. So with me, it's 80-20 split. So now we're down to 12,000. You gotta pay taxes. Usually recommend putting away 30%. So you're at 3,600. So boom, the check's 8,400. You might have been working with that client for 6 months to a year or even longer. So yes, it's a big check. It's still very good money. Don't get me wrong, but there's so much that goes into it that people don't even take into account. Flexibility is a huge one. Everybody comes in, they're like, oh, great. I don't have to work a 9 to 5 anymore. I get to pick my own hours, which you do get to pick your own hours, but your hours can be very long hours. You might be working weekends. You might work 20 to 40 days straight in a row. There's busy seasons, there's slow season. It just really depends. But your clients decide your schedule, not you. You're on your client schedule, as far as for showings. If you have a client that has to look in the evening, you're going to look in the evening. You're not going to go look in the morning when it's convenient for you. It's convenient for them. That's what you do as a realtor. You know what I mean? You have to work for them and adjust to their schedule. Now, of course, definitely have boundaries as a realtor. Don't just be showing 24/7. Make sure you vet out your clients and stuff like that. But there's just going to be times where you have to just work a lot and it lines up like that. And then there'll be times to where you do have time. You've been working a lot. The busy season a little bit slower right now, but you still have stuff going on. If you want to, if I want to take the day off and play NCAA football, I can just because I've been working so much and, some days are different. There's no two same days. Days are fluid. You don't want to burn yourself out. You definitely want to take some time to yourself, but you also have to, balance that out. You don't want to take too much time for yourself because nobody is coming to tell you to go work, do your calls, or whatever it is. I think this is pretty obvious. Just like for any other business, it's extremely competitive. Real estate is extremely competitive. It's super stressful at times, and it's super great. It's like a roller coaster. It's ups and downs, but you kind of just have to stay even kill and just go with the flow. There's nothing you can do about it. Nobody's gonna come help you. Nobody's gonna come save you. It's all on you, to be honest. At the end of the day, the main goal is to bring as much value to your clients, especially through the transaction, get them to that closing table and get them into their new home. Of course, it's great to get paid, but it's much more rewarding seeing your clients super ecstatic, especially if it's their first home ever buying or the first person in their family to ever buy a home, get a home. So that's really the main goal as a realtor, is just helping people achieve their dreams. If you're thinking about becoming a real estate agent, let's talk about some pros and cons first before you become one. First things first, everybody thinks you can come and make six figures the first week of being a